Hey peeps, we're back at nickT.live. The saga continues. MCPs and Pomerium. Um, my headphones just turned off. That's okay. I'm gonna turn them back on. But if I look a little sweaty or glistening, I went for a walk before. It's already pretty hot in Montreal. I got the fan on here, but uh, I, I might not be able to prevent looking like a rotisserie chicken. So, anyways, I digress. All right, let's get these headphones connected. Let's get some tunes. Uh, let's just go ahead and post on socials. Let's get some music going. Do. Hope everybody had a good weekend. All right, what should we listen to? Lo-fi covers. You can't hear it. I can, but that's just because I'm always paranoid about. I know there's DRM free music, but if I were to take clips from a recording, it's just if the music gets cut off, it's just a little weird. Cool. What's going on over here? All right. Thanks, Johnny. All right, let's go post, and we're live. The saga continues. MCPs and at Pomerium. Boom. Pick your poison. And we'll do Twitch, or we got the YouTubes. I know there's also LinkedIn, but people on LinkedIn will just see it on LinkedIn. So there we go. Post. Let's go to the old B Sky. Do, 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 do. Cool. All right, that's good. And just gonna post in Slack, in my virtual coffee community that we're live streaming about MCPs if you wanna come hang. And let's just grab this. Cool. Boom. And one final, we'll go drop it over in Slack. Where's the self promo channel? And let's get technical here. Self promo. There we go. HTTPS, because you got to be secure, right? Cool. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right, let's check work Slack real quick. Nice. Cool. Hey, how's it going, Roxy? Good to see you. Hey, Arvin, how you doing? Good to see you, my man. All right. Yeah, I was just saying it's pretty hot in Montreal already. Uh I'm starting to go for walks in the morning. I usually go for a long walk in the evening, but I'm noticing I'm definitely getting my steps if I walk in the morning and then in the evening. Crushed it yesterday, all 3 rings, lifted some heavy things, got almost 13,000 steps, so it was a good day. Um, yeah, hope you're doing well, Arvin, and thanks always, Roxy, for hanging. I know you got a lot on the go, and yeah, I originally had I don't know if you have a Apple Watch or if you do steps or not, but I originally had it. I think it defaults to 10,000, and then yeah, I like my Apple Watch. It's starting to get old. It's like from 20 January 2019, but still works. Just battery life is kind of sucks ass, but I usually have to charge it once a day, but yeah, it defaults to 10,000, I think, and then I upped it to 12,000, and I definitely get less steps in the winter for obvious reasons, lots of snow. But like normally in the summer, I'm usually walking on average every day, like an hour and a half. So, you know, it's just good. Helps me clear my head at the end of the day or in the evening. But trying to get back into walking in the morning and also, oh, ads. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I'll talk in a sec. Ads. Am I right? Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's get over here. Since Roxy's got an ad, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. All right. Speaking of which, last I heard, I was walking at 1.5 hours, which is awesome. I walk my neighbor's dog a few times a week, so yeah, 30, 30. Let's go. All right, cool. Um, while that's going on, I'll just check LinkedIn real quick here. All right, cool. All right. Oh yeah, saw this. Was talking to my old coworker Matt Kane, who's the Astro team lead now, or framework lead. Sorry. Um, Little shout out, and she's back. Cool. Yeah, somebody told me you can. I don't know. It's like those Twitch streamer tips. I saw a bunch on TikTok, and they're saying you can set it up so all your ads run at the beginning, and then basically, nobody really has to worry too much about getting cut off during the stream. I got to look into that, but what I was gonna say is, yeah, I'm hanging with my old coworker, sorry, Matt from Astro, and sorry, from Netlify, but he works at Astro now, and we're gonna be looking at some new things coming to Astro, and he sent me this. They have a swag shop. Don't know if I'm gonna buy anything, but it's pretty cool. Um, Anyways, right. I've got a bucket hat. I got a bucket hat from when I was in London a few months ago, or not a few months ago, yeah, like 3 months ago. New Relic was at one of the SRE days, and it was just a black bucket hat, but I use it when I cut the grass and stuff now. Also trying to channel my inner Cypress Hill. For anybody that knows that band, I feel like Roxy does, but maybe not Arvin. But anyways, um, hey Arvin, I see. Yeah, you're over on Twitch. Yeah, it's always that's the thing with the multi streaming. I mean, LinkedIn. It was funny last stream I did. There was just more people on LinkedIn for some reason. I don't know why. It's not a bad thing. It's just generally, I think people, because I post on socials and I'll usually just post Twitch or YouTube, because like if you're on LinkedIn, you'll just see that I'm live, I guess. But yeah, for whatever reason, just a lot more people were watching last time on LinkedIn. Again, all good. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, so what are we doing, right? So what are we doing? Okay. Like I said, yeah, hanging with Matt this Thursday for anybody interested, and then also mid July more Astro stuff. I'm continuing working on uh, this site. NikkiT.live is eventually going to become the new NikkiT.co site, because I'm just kind of merging things. I'm still going to keep the NikkiT.live URL domain because it makes sense to point for my stuff, but it's just, I think from a, I guess just standpoint of air quotes my brand or whatever, just having it all in one spot, because like already I have like past streams, I got like the talks I've given and like channels and stuff, guest spot, like pretty much everything here is here except for my blog, really. Like if we go to nikkiT.co, oh, it's redirecting because if you go to talks on nikkiT.co, it redirects here because I moved the talks. Um, like there's my blog, watch goes to nikkiT.live, newsletter that I would just put on the news site. It's just a link to my one tip a week. And then what else is there? Um, yeah, then there's my socials. See, like even my socials is this nikkiT.online, and that's just links. So like, I'll still keep these things, but I think it just makes sense to have it all under nikkiT.co. And then like if we come here, for socials, it'll just be a drop down or it'll be a link, a page with a link. Cursor Pro plan now has unlimited access to agent mode instead of just 500 prompts per month. Interesting. I've been using VS Code a lot more lately. Still got Cursor and cut Windsurf, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the Cursor Pro plan because I paid for it. Okay, background agents in Slack. No, I do not want to connect in Slack, although that is interesting. Where is my? Yeah, I'm on the Pro plan, so that's good to know. Cool. Let's close that up. Um, anyways, what else? No, I didn't cut windsurf. Uh, the the re- the only gripe I have with windsurf right now is, and I've looked this up on the forums, but like it doesn't do TypeScript IntelliSense, or like it doesn't even syntax highlighting, and like I don't know why, because it's not like a complex. Well, don't want to say it's not a complicated thing, but it's something that just comes out of the box with VS Code, which Windsurf is a fork of. So like that's why I'm confused, because like if I open up here, like let's open up. I don't know. Let's open up. Whatchamacallit, nikkiT.live. Is that on my work computer? I think so. Yeah. So if I open this and I just look for .ts, so like, okay, of course it's gonna show it now. Oh no, TS I think maybe works. Is it TSX? No, maybe they fixed it. Weird. There was something. Let's see here. Does everything work now? I guess they fixed it. Let me restart to update it. There's Claude Code. I also just got open code from the folks from SST. Okay, looks like that TypeScript issue got sorted, because like that was a pretty big blocker for me from using it. Um, but yeah, we got. Let's come here. Let's go into Ghosty, and let's just zoom this in and open. Oh no, I didn't install it yet. I installed it on my work computer, on my personal computer. So let's go get it. It's just brew install open code, I believe. What is it? Open code SST. Check this out if you haven't. Cool. And it's brew install. SSS. Okay, yeah. Missed a few things. There we go. All right, so it's just gonna install open code. So this is like Claude code, and it's open source. Yeah, I will be at All Things Open, Arvin. Are you attending? Okay, so let's clear this. Let's do open code auth login. I'm gonna go with Anthropic. Oh, you're going to Roxy. That's awesome. Excited to see both of you. All right. Yes, gonna log in with Claude Pro Max. Sure. And then authorize. Okay, let's copy there and let's paste it in. Clear. There we go. So now we got open code here. And you're planning to visit. Nothing confirmed yet. Yeah. It's a pretty good event. I'm biased, I guess, because I've given two talks there now. Well, one at All Things Open and then one at All Things Open AI. I'm not giving a talk this year. My talk wasn't accepted, which is cool. It happens. It's a normal thing with CFPs. But I'm going with work anyways, so I will definitely be there, and I will be working a booth. But I'm hoping to catch some talks and obviously hang out with you, wonderful people. Um, yeah, so this is open code. I haven't really used it that much yet, but the DX is pretty nice. Uh, it's using I think it's bubble tea for the TUI, the terminal user interface. It's from the people at Charm that made that. We use this at open sourced, but this looks really nice. But this is from the people at SST. Um, okay, cool. Anyways, let's get out of here. All right, so what am I doing? Okay, so the last couple streams, basically, so I have Pomerium running. I got to get it back up and running on DigitalOcean, but the the thing is, so currently, yeah, yeah. So where are we at? Okay, so Pomerium now supports securing model context protocol, so remote MCP servers, and we have a demo for that. I'll just show you that real quick. Or whoops, that's the web. Sorry, that's the repo. Which, if you want to, feel free to give it a star. I'll paste that in there. Um, but if we go to app.mcp sandbox, interesting. I think my oh no, this is right. Okay, this is Pomerium actually securing it. I'm logged in with my personal account right now, and this is a work account. So log out. Yeah. I was like, is something broken? Nope, it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna log in with my work email. Oh, thanks, Roxy. Cool. So yeah, so I've pretty much built out most of this demo. Um, Essentially, it's think of it like Chat GPT, but it's not a full-fledged version. There's no like saved conversations or anything, but you can ask stuff like, what is a B tree? It's gonna answer. It's using OpenAI's uh OpenAI's responses API. Sorry, it always, it's kind of like she sells seashells by the seashore. I'm having trouble there. Okay, so that's it can just answer stuff, but we have these um, repos. Sorry, we have these MCP servers, and they're also secured by Pomerium. So like we can actually see the list here. I mean, you see them down there in the UI, but if you come here, you can see these are, if I pretty print them. Hey, how's it going, May? A tree? Yes, a tree. Um, so here's the list of the MCP servers. So we're using them in the demo app here. So you can let me close a few things here. Boom, boom. Um, yeah, so these are just URLs that you can connect to like something like Claude. They have integrations which are connecting to remote MCP servers. You can do this in VS Code too. And I'm not sure which ones of these are working right now, but I'm gonna keep that open and let's just go ask one of them. So I'm gonna Northwind DB for depending on how long you've been doing dev is basically it's this test database that's existed forever. It came out of Microsoft, I believe. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Hey, no worries about missing the notification. All good. Um, so the Northwind database it's like a test database that's been around forever. So we're kind of using it as a pretend like this is our super secret corporate info, and we only want people on the team to access these remote MCP servers. That's kind of the idea. So like if I connect to one of them, so I'm just gonna check it off here, and I'm gonna say like who are my European suppliers? And I spelt European wrong again because it's capital. But one thing I definitely learned early on is that LLMs are very forgiving about spelling mistakes and all that stuff. So this should work. So it's making a tool call. I'll shrink this down a bit. I'm zoomed in a little too much. But essentially, I'll wait till it's done, but I'll scroll back up to show you what happened. Okay, there we go. So it does a tool call. So a remote MCP server has a bunch of tools that is available. So we said we wanted to use this Northwind DB MCP, and essentially you can see here it's getting some information about the tables from the database. This is a tool that you can use on it, and um, what else? Then you can see here it's going to do a SQL query. And then if we come down here, it's eventually going to say like, it's actually going to run this SQL query on the database. So it just kind of hard coded, not hard coded is not the word, but I said European only. So it got a list of all the countries, and then it just basically put in only the ones from Europe. And so then this is actually a query that runs, and then the tool call ends up returning that information, and then we get it in this list here. Like it could be surfaced other ways, but anyways, this is like real data. Like I say air quotes real data because it's the Northwind database, but we can even do other stuff like I can connect to Notion. Um, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that right now because at the risk of potentially showing uh, stuff from work that I'm not supposed to show because this is a live stream. But like I can ask it, like you basically wire up to Notion, you do that whole OAuth flow, and we handle the OAuth flow for you. You just have to configure it. So like essentially, if we come to the MCP app demo repo and we scroll down here, um, basically there's two scenarios. There's one where we just secure it, and like Uh, for context, we're an identity aware proxy. So think of this like a application gateway to, for all intents and purposes, but basically um, we have routes. So like this is the what's publicly facing. So this is what you would actually, you know, put on the web, and then it goes to some internal service. And in this case, it's an MCP server. This is just our route configuration. So like for this one, there's no OAuth, but we still have to add this empty MCP settings. And then basically this just secures your MCP server with Pomerium. The second one is it's still securing it with Pomerium, but if you have like an OAuth flow, like where you connect to GitHub or Notion, all you need to do is put your info. And these are things like if you haven't worked with OAuth, really, basically you create an app. So whether that's in GitHub or whatever service you're using, and they're going to give you some information back, a client ID and a secret and some endpoints. So, anyways, so we handle all of that. So this is all working. I just want to come to here and show you that. Let's try one of these in VS Code. So I think this one, let's see here. Let's go pretty print. Gonna have to see which one is working. I know when we were at the AI World Fair, my coworker was asking the VS Code guys, "Hey, I get this error," so he had to lax things. Okay, cancel. Let's open this up. Let's We'll sort out the actual stuff shortly, but let's just open up, I don't know, the MCP app demo. Doesn't matter what project's open. And I just realized that my key showed, so hold on a second, gotta rotate that. The beauties of live streaming. Open AI API keys. And I'm gonna take that off screen. You know, hopefully people are good people, but somebody sees the recording, they'll snag that. So open API. Let me just kill my old one. It's funny because like I have a thing that cloaks it, but it looks like it shows it for a split second. So, anyways, let me just rotate that API key real quick. The keys there. Not showing this on screen for obvious reasons, but okay, let's kill this one. Vote key, cool. And notes. I'll sort this out after, but create new key. Nick, uh, MCP tests. That sounds good. Gentic auth, create secret key, copy, and let's paste that in. And I'll sort that out later. Open AI API key. Yeah, this is something normally people don't have to worry about because they're not usually streaming their work, but it does happen sometimes when you're live streaming. So just general rule is rotate your tokens if you do expose them or delete them. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. The only thing is if you do rotate them, like not that they were compromised, but if you do rotate them, you just have to make sure that they get updated in all the right places. Um, okay, cool. So yeah, what was I saying? Um, over here, let's go back to the routes here. Okay, so let's just grab one. This is a streamable HTTP one. Let's go into VS Code and let's just say I'm gonna do. I can't actually. I can zoom that in. Let's get some real estate, and I'm gonna say MCP, and I'm gonna add a server. This one is streamable HTTP, so that's the one I'm gonna pick, the type, and I'm gonna paste in the URL. It's gonna give a name and Northwind DB streamable HTTP. That's just more for me because I might test the other one too. We'll put in user settings. Cool. Okay, so here's what's happening. So like I said, this MCP server is secured with Pomerium. So I'm gonna say I want to allow uh, the MCP server to authenticate. Okay, so so I think my coworker is still working on that. There's it's not a bug in VS Code, but like he had to change how the check was done, I think, and I don't think it's fixed yet. So we actually encountered this at the AI World Fair. That's where we discovered it. But you can see here if we come here now, it says it's running. Um, I don't think it is. Sure. Let's try a different way. No. Okay. Cancel. All right. Yeah. So it gave an error. This one seems to be. No, that's the same one. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna give the same error. Okay. Let's try. It's demo time, and obviously nothing's working. But that's okay. Let's try and grab another one. Let's try the GitHub one. I have a feeling none of these are gonna work right now, but actually let's grab the old one and let's just do. No, that's not what I want to do. No Copilot. No, no, no. Cancel. Let's just do add MCP URL, the DB, user settings. Cool. Yes, allow. I think I'm going to get the same error, but okay, wait. Configure trusted domains, configure yes, trustpomerium.io for everything. Oh, okay, sign in successful for that one. Cool. Open. Okay, except it's saying no. It said it signed in, but I don't believe it. Yeah, I think my coworker's still sorting something out, but that's okay. Um, I feel like you're saying it's a good product idea, Arvin. I'm pretty sure that's what I think unkey.dev, who I've never used, but I know James Perkins, who's one of the co-founders there. Um, I feel like that's something they probably offer in they do API token management, and I feel like they can probably do that. Let's just go look it up. Give them a shout out to you. Let's type in rotate uh, migration. Can you tell me about rotate? Sure. To unkey. Okay, maybe they don't have a rotate thing. I know they like give limits to how long people can access stuff. You can make them time based and stuff. There's a few things, but anyways, I digress. All right, let me just go check work Slack real quick. Okay, everything seems to be okay over there. Let me just check something in our support channel. Ooh, doo, 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 doo. Cool. All is good in support land. Cool. All right. Well, we haven't really done anything yet, but that was just more like showing a few things. But the MCP server is working in VS Code. That will work at some point. But I can show it in Claude. Watch me be talking out of my butt, and it doesn't work in here either. But um, the servers we're using right now, they're like my coworker is also debugging them at the same time. So let's just remove some. Let's remove, remove that. One more. Here we go. Oh yeah, I'll remove my Langflow test too. Okay, so let's add an integration in Claude. So an integration Claude is like connecting to a remote MCP server. So that should be good, and we'll just call it Northwind DB. All right, and I'm gonna connect to it. Okay, success. Okay, so we can see here now if I go and ask a new chat, I'm gonna look down here. You can see I have Northwind. Why is it not connecting? There we go. Okay. Something's wrong. Anyways, I have a feeling my coworker's just changing a bunch of stuff. So these aren't production available MCP servers. They're really for our demos, and I know he's been working on stuff. So anyways, you saw it work, you see it working in the demo app, but the idea is you can use them elsewhere too. It's just that in this context here, we're securing the MCP client, which is essentially the website you're looking at right now, as well as these MCP servers. So, what does this have to do with anything you're doing today? I've been trying to do development of. I have to do some updates to the MCP demo app. There's some bugs and stuff. So here's some issues. I got issues. Um, there's just a few things I got to work on. Think most of these. This one's actually a uh, it's a low priority one because like when I whipped out the demo, I forgot to put this to React query, but if anybody wants to contribute to this, let me know and I can assign it to you. Shouldn't be a big lift, but like essentially, oh, actually, this is no longer. Actually, forget that. This is no longer an issue because that thing's been taken away. I don't think we have get tools anymore, do we? Uh, hold on a sec. Slash API. Pretty sure I got rid of this. Yeah, okay. So never mind. Should close that. Closing as the server settings page no longer exists. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. Bugs, reasoning model, add chat button. Okay, yeah. So these are pretty much all things I need to work on. But the thing is, so like I can run this locally. So like if we come here and let me see here. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a sec so I can actually put in my API key. 1 second. You're just gonna have to stare at my mug for a second. That's well, it's not that sweaty now, but um, anyways, let me just update this. Get the new API key in. Alright, toggle cloaking. Grab that API key from my notes. Cool. Let's quit that. And all right, let's toggle that back. Let's save that. Close that. Okay, we are back. So I can run this app locally. So like the demo app that you see there that I was just showing. So let me just make sure I have latest. Okay, it's good. I should have latest of everything. Okay, cool. Let's do npm runs dev. So this is a Tanstack start project. And you're going to see it loads up here. So I'm doing this locally right now. And this is great. I can ask questions like, what is a doubly linked list? And my updated API key should get it to work. Nothing's working. Uh, did I get a 500? What did I get here? Let's do this. What? Uh, why is Gamora? Got to do that joke again. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know why it's failing. It's because I'm not running Pomerium. That makes sense. Okay. Or am I running Pomerium? Let's see here. Pomerium's running. Oh, I know what it is. I have to go to the Pomerium app.localhost. Okay. That should work. Yeah. Okay. And you can see here it's loading up an MCP server. Now I can ask a question. Why is Gamora? Oh, I'm on a different model. But anyways, uh, I'm assuming it'll figure out this is yeah, okay, figure it out. That is at least that. Okay. Okay, so it does answer it. Okay, well, thank you for diving deep in there, OpenAI, about why is Gamora. Um, cool. All right, so that works. And then the routes. So like for example, here, if I, uh, whoops, didn't mean to go in dark mode. Actually, oh, yeah, it's over here because I'm on smaller screen. So I'm gonna sign out, and then let's just go to let's see here, app.localhost. Oh no, that's just gonna log me back in. That's all good. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Um, okay. Anyways, my point is, all of this works locally. Like I can develop this locally. The problem is, and I gotta stretch because I lifted weights yesterday, and oh, upper body's a little tight today. Um, the problem is that on the back end, this is going to call the OpenAI responses API, which is fine. Like that's how it's able to answer my questions, like what is a doubly linked list. I can even show you this. This is going to go to, let's attach to debug process, and let's go to chat.ts. What's going on here? Undo this fix. Undo. Okay. Let's close that side and this. Let's see here. Undo this. Discard file. Okay. But you're gonna see here. I'm gonna put a breakpoint. So now when I ask this, you're gonna see it comes in here. And so let's go to the top here. So it's hidden this API slash chat. I'm not going to show the bearer token because that's my login stuff, but you can see here, like if we look in the debug stuff, we can look at formatted body, which uh, there, and then you can see there's some info about me. Um, you can see the messages. Let me scroll up here. I'll zoom in a bit here, but you can see here, like it's saying, hello, Nick Taylor, I'm your assistant, blah, blah, blah. And then you can see me, the user asks his question, what model we're using, etc. And you're going to see here, eventually it's going to end up calling, where is it? Yeah, it's going to call the OpenAI responses API here. And there we go. I should zoom out a bit. And then it's going to make the call. But what's going to happen is it's going to fail because um, let this run, but it's going to give an error, and it should, where is it? The reason why, let's see, where is it? I should probably refresh that. But basically, it can't. What's happening here is I'm running this on my local. I have it running with Pomerium. You can run Pomerium locally. It uses self-signed certificates. But the problem is when you make the call to the OpenAI responses API, I have this MCP server that is running locally, and you can access it, via HTTPS with this local certificate, the localhost.pomerium.io. Oh yeah, no worries, Roxy. Have fun drawing blood. Um, the problem though is when it makes that call to the OpenAI responses API, it's passing along the URL and bearer token of that remote MCP server, but it's never going to be able to connect to it because it's actually running on my local host. It's not publicly available on the internet. So that's kind of a bit of a blocker for me to do dev. So there's ways you can go around this, but for now, what I want to do is just develop in a container. And so basically, I have a digital ocean droplet where I have it running, but I ended up running into issues, not with Pomerium. Pomerium I can get set up, no problem. The issue is I'm running Vite, and Vite takes up a lot of resources when you're in development mode. Even when you're building it, it does. And so basically my DigitalOcean droplet kind of freezes, and then my remote development kind of tanks. So it's not really a great experience right now. So what I did is I created a second droplet here, and basically I'm gonna have one droplet which is for the MCP demo app, just so I can develop it because I have to fix some bugs in it. And then the other one's going to be running Pomerium with I think with the MCP server. So that's kind of the idea. So I got to get that set up. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And like, um, Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can connect to these. So let's come back to here. Let's just detach this. Let's get out of this. Clear. Let's let's zoom out a bit. And I'm gonna try and connect to this guy here. So this is a remote connection. I'm connecting to my digital ocean droplet. It hopefully loads up, but I gotta see if it's like tanking or not. So let me move this over here. Yeah, okay, so that's dying at the moment. So let me try and sort that out. Let's put this over here. Okay, I'm going to, okay, that one is the big one. I'm just gonna go ahead and oh, the reason why I can't connect to it is because I turned it off. So I'm just gonna turn that digital ocean droplet back on. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, it's back on, so let's retry. Okay, should be able to connect. There we go. So I'm connected. I'm in VS Code and I'm connected to my digital ocean droplet so I can see the stuff here. Now, the thing is, I have this config YAML and compose.yaml. So compose. So this is everything I have here running. Oh, excuse me. Uh, I slept well, but I think I'm just a little tired from working out yesterday. Not a bad thing. So essentially, what I have in this Docker Compose is I have Pomerium, Postgres for Pomerium. Verify app is just part of Pomerium that you can use to just check some claims. And I've got Jaeger here just to see, you know, open telemetry traces. And then there's the MCP server. Essentially, everything that's here, I'm gonna put in the other droplet, I believe. So I'm gonna move that over, but I need to see if the other droplet is running. Cool. Just one sec here. It's like Yawn City for me today. All right. Um, that droplet is there. Let me try connecting to that one. So let's open up another window and let's try connecting to the other one. I had trouble connecting to this the other day. Let's see what it does. Details, install path, blah blah blah. Okay, wait. Okay. Diagnose with Copilot. Sure, why not? Uh sure. Not sure why it opened up another window, but this is potentially helpful. I have a feeling it's because run. I think it's because of my SSH key or something. Continue. Sure. Basically, I just need to get my development environment set up. That's my goal for today. All right. Show. Sure. Continue. Sure. All right. Continue. Sure. Cool. I'm just vibe debugging here. Sure, continue. I'm pretty sure it's just because it doesn't have my key, but continue. Nope, the tunnel running. Yes. Let me look. Sure. I'm just being lazy at the moment. Just, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to tell me that that basically my SSH isn't configured properly. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so it's checking if I have the key, I think, in my SSH config. Okay. I don't think any of this is helpful yet, but we'll see. Okay, hold on a sec here. What's it saying now? Okay, now it's just working. Sure. I'm pretty sure it's just my SSH key. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it just gives me access denied. Do, do, do. Okay. Okay. I feel like all this work isn't necessary, but I'm gonna see how it plays out. Okay. All right. Well, let's try this. Let's run remote SSH kill, clear remote SSH state. Yes, I want to test this specific connection. So let's see here. Capture text, this IP, test, root at. Watch this work. Da, 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 da. Connect operation time to. Okay, so I can't hit the IP address. Okay, that explains a lot. Okay. Let's see. I think I just might have it not configured properly. Okay. So it's probably a firewall thing on the DigitalOcean side of things. Let me go check that. I'm not going to share this on the screen, so you're just going to have to trust me. Um, okay, so for this one, let's go look at networking. Okay, SSH. Uh, sec. Okay, that's good. All right. Everything looks good there. Let me zoom this out. Droplets. There's two. Okay, let's try this for a second. Uh, Still can't access it, really? What? Just double checking the IP. What the heck is it? Okay, one. Okay, so that's the right IP. Uh, what doesn't it like then? Oh my god, I'm such a dum dum. This droplet was off too. Oh man, check the obvious. Hey Frankie, it says I like to tune in your streams when I can to see what I can learn from them. Don't know how to code, or I'm not an engineer, so I can understand. What would you say you are currently doing? Currently, we're setting up a remote development environment. So basically, I don't know if you've heard of DigitalOcean, but they are like a cloud provider, or I guess like a platform as a service. And I've set up some DigitalOcean droplets, which are, think of them as like mini virtual computers you can use, and I'm connecting to them remotely and I'm going to develop in them. Okay, this droplet is back on, so let's connect. Okay, close remote. Sure. Okay, that's back up. So let's try. Could not. Okay, permission. Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's right. Close. Where's that question? No, that wasn't it. I can't connect to my remote dev container. I have the SSH key, so now let's check your SSH configuration. Yes. Cool. Yeah, we'll attempt explicit authentication, public key, no more permission denied. Yeah, so the verbose output, your SSH connection is successful to the server. Your okay, yeah, but the server is rejecting it with permission denied. This means your public key is not authorized on the remote server. Here are the solutions. I'm trying to connect as root. Let's try it from here, but okay, that's true. That worked. Okay, that works. Thought that's how I was connecting in the remote SSH extension. Okay, so let me check your SSH config. Your okay. It's good. It's good. Keep. Okay, let's close that. Okay, let's close that. Now that should work. Boom. Okay, there we go. That worked. So now I'm gonna put it back on the firewall. Uh, but up. Okay, that's the first one. No, that's the two vCPUs. Let's go to the other one. Let's go to networking, firewalls, and let's go and add the droplet to it. V1. There we go. Add droplet. Cool. All right, so that should be all good now. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we just got to do some changes here. So if I open this here, not much in there. LS. Yeah, okay. And then this one we can close. Okay, so let's see here. Quit. All right, so basically I want to do a uh, touch compose the YAML or actually where should we put this? So let's create a folder and call it yeah, I could create another user. Not gonna worry about that right now. This is just for a demo. So um let me go check over here. All right, let's do a make dir pom demo, cd pom demo. Let's do touch compose dot YAML and touch config dot, is it YML or not sure why this one's called YAML, but anyways. All right, so vi compose dot YAML, and then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna clear, and we're gonna cat compose dot YAML, and then let's just copy that whole bad boy. There we go. Let's paste it. Okay, and then escape right quit. And let's clear that. And let's do cat config dot YAML. And let's do vi config dot YAML. Let's do the same thing again. Boom. Uh, Up to here. There we go. Escape right quit. All right, now I'm gonna copy over the .env file. So I'm gonna just hide my screen for a second here. Let's do this. Clear cat.env. All right, cool. We got all that. And copy that over. Uh, touch.env. vi.env. Okay, that's all good. And escape right quit. And I just got to copy the new OpenAI API key because I showed it on screen before. All right, and let's come down here. Okay, inspect. All right, let's paste that. And then let's copy this here. Escape. Right, that's good. Uh, insert, right, quit. Okay, escape, right, quit. Okay, let's exit. Okay, let's get back to it so you can see my screen again. So, oh, yeah, I need to install Docker on this machine. Da-da-da-da. Docker, chat GPTs. All right, let's just do this. How do I install Docker and Docker Compose on a digital ocean droplet? Yeah, there's a few things I need to grab here. So let's just copy that whole thing. Let's let that work. While that's installing, just gotta check work Slack. Okay, this is installing. Okay, almost done here. Okay, so just to recap what I'm doing here. So I have two DigitalOcean droplets. To be able to develop the MCP demo app, I'm putting it in its own droplet. It has the higher vCPUs. It has two. This is just basically because of all the hot reloading going on with Vite. Although I'm trimming that all down, like I'm turning off HMR and everything, just so I can actually build. We're gonna see what happens. Um, but I have a feeling it'll work a lot better now. Originally, I was just, you know, jamming everything onto one computer, sorry, onto one droplet. And then I was like, you know what? It just makes sense to have two. All right, this is still running. Okay, is this still running? What's it doing? Okay, this is still setting up, I think. Wait in anticipation. Okay, that's going on. Cool. I think I'm gonna rework my layout too because I don't know. I feel like I can get more real estate, so I don't have to zoom in as much. But still rethinking that. Anyways, okay. I don't know why this is still hanging, but let's open up another one and just see if it's installed yet. Docker. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's just it's locking up because it's still installing. Let me go check the vCPU or check that droplet. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's spiking while it's installing stuff. So it's still running. I can show you here. You can see here it's spiking at the moment. So here it's going up, 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 but it should finish at some point. All right. Let's see. Close this. Uh, boom. What's this? Cool. Hey, 19 stars. Not bad. Okay, so this is still running. We're just gonna let that go. Pretty boring, I know. But while that's going on, let's check the other one. So this one will just have the MCP app demo. And if I come down here, uh, if I knew how to type, and I still don't know how to type, there we go. So we can delete this stuff. So rm compose.yaml, rm config.yaml, rm db dash, we'll reset that up, I think. dbmcp. Okay, we need a Pomerium cache. What's in the Pomerium? Oh yeah, I don't need that Pomerium either. cd Pomerium. Okay, yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so rm minus rf, Pomerium. All right. What else? I could copy the cache over, but yeah, let's try that. Okay, this finished. Cool. All right, so we should have Docker. Cool. Okay, I'm going to copy over the Pomerium cache because of this article I wrote last week. Uh, uh, bu- So essentially, I got rate limited. It's like a week and a half ago from Let's Encrypt, and the there's two things here. Well, two takeaways. One, I had the wrong configuration in Pomerium. So like in the container, uh, basically this is the folder where it wrote to slash data autocert. I had it set to this slash pomerium.cache. And it was mapped to a volume that persisted like on the local on the operating system. But what happened is when I would do a Docker compose down, because it wasn't the right folder, every time I restarted it, it regenerated that cache for the provisioning certificates, and then I got rate limited. So one, that was misconfigured, and the other thing is if you're just testing this stuff out initially for Let's Encrypt, it depends on what you're doing it with. But like in Pomerium, we have this auto cert feature, and you can just set the auto cert underscore ca to the staging URL instead, and then that way, like all those screw ups that I had where I didn't realize it was the wrong directory. Once that was good, then I could put it to the actual Let's Encrypt URL. That said, that still wouldn't have made me discover the other. Well, I discovered the other issue because I ran into this, but using the staging URL on its own, I might not have realized that I still wasn't persisting it. But anyways, so let's do this. I don't know if I can actually copy that from there. I think we'll be okay. You know what? Let's do this. Palm demo. Okay, let's do our. Well, I'm gonna keep those things there for now. Let's just try and do this. Docker compose. Oh, let's make the Pomerium cache. Make their Pomerium cache. Or actually, do I need to do it? I don't think I do. We'll find out in a second. Let's ask that question. Actually, if I have a volume that persists from a Docker container to a local folder on the host, do I need to make that folder on the host, or will Docker compose create it? Okay, cool. It will create it. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, and then the MCP app demo will stay over here, and then we just got the DB. So let's do. I got to move the DB over though. Let's see here. So I want to copy the DB MCP folder to my local, and then connect to the other one. Let's see here. Unless I can connect to the other one, S SSH root at what's the address again? Okay, cool. Let's capture text. All right, let's see what happens here. I don't know if, yeah, I don't think it can connect to it. Oh no, it can't because it's not going to connect to it because of the IPs. So let's do this. Let's do uh, uh yeah, it's not going to do it. Okay, that's fine. Let's just do this. Ba, ba, ba. Still getting my bearings with some Linux commands. Like I know SCPs for copying, but I want to SCP from a remote to my local. Okay, so I want to copy. Yeah, okay, so just run this on my local, I guess. Okay, so let's do this. Let's open up Ghosty. Boom. Let's go to dev scp. Okay, there. We actually want to connect to the remote, and we want the control. What is it? Um, DB MCP, and we want to copy it to here. Okay, that's good. LS. Okay, cool. It did it. Nice. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's do RM minus RF, DB, MCP. And now we're gonna copy it over to the other one. So let's do this. Uh, this is the URL we want to copy to. So let's do this. Gonna connect to root. This is Palm demo, right? Palm, what do we call it? Palm demo, yeah. Demo, and we're gonna copy uh, DB MCP. That should do it. Interesting. Oh, did the opposite. Yeah. Okay. All right. I want to do this. There we go. That should work. You can do it. Why is it hanging? Hey, how's it going, Alex Code? Good to see you, my man. Okay, why is this not copying? Let's go check our container. Ah, ça va bien, et vous? Okay, so this is copying. Uh, yeah, I'm just setting up a development environment in a digital ocean droplet. It seems to be frozen at the moment while it copies, I guess, but that's okay. All right, so let's clear this. Let's ls. So we've got MCP app demo. Yeah, so yeah, the full explanation is I'm sorry, I got to stretch. So, okay, there we go. The file's copied. Okay, cool. Essentially, what I'm doing is I have two DigitalOcean droplets. I've got Pomerium, which is where I work at, which is used to secure MCPs, and I also have like a demo app running. I'm just trying to get the development environment set up so I can run the MCP and do development remotely in the container. It's just a constraint right now of testing these things for me. But we have some MCP servers we've built. There's some that are like real ones, like well, they're all real, but I mean, one connects to GitHub, one connects to Notion, and then the other one we have is like a it's a old database called Northwind. We're just pretending to use it as like our internal data. Um, okay, so let's come over here. All right, so I've got all that there. You know what? Okay, so I can just show you. So vi compose. So essentially, we've got a Docker compose file with a bunch of things, and let's see what else here. Yeah, so it's got Pomerium in here. We've got Jaeger just to configure things. And then we have this DB MCP, and I've got to sort this out still, but that should be all we need there. And then if we come here, config, this is for Pomerium, but essentially this is just configuration for Pomerium. It's an identity aware proxy. Think of it like an application gateway that's good at securing things. Um, and I've got all my routes here. So like I have like my app. I have this URL demo.maisonlab.dev. That's my own domain, and I just created a subdomain called demo, just so I can demo things, as the name implies. And then there's this MCP server down here too, and that's kind of the setup. So um, I'm just gonna go ahead and start this up now. This should all be able to run. So if I do Docker compose up dash D, it's gonna start pulling all the things. Should start up. Oh, and while that goes on, actually, let me stop that real quick. We need to update the IPs. So let's see here. Copy. I just have to update some DNS records. So if we come to, I gotta go to my DigitalOcean. Where's that at? All right. Um, cool. Mm, yeah, yeah. We sorry, I saw my coworker was checking. We have 19 stars on our demo app now. Um, cool. All right. Uh, yeah, I've got to configure DNS for DigitalOcean now. So hold on a sec here. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Alex Code. Merci. Where did I put that? Okay, I guess I gotta log back in again. DigitalOcean. Okay, and I'm gonna take this off screen. It shouldn't matter. You've already seen my IPs, but just for good measure, never hurts. Let's just bring this over here. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna configure the DNS so that it's pointing to the right droplet. So, like for context, I have two droplets now. Last week, all the like star.demo.maisonlab.dev URLs were pointing to the original droplet. Now I need them to point to the new one I just created. For most of them, there's only one that has to stay the same. So I'm just gonna zoom this out and uh, edit record. Yes. So let's do that. Save, edit record, save, edit record, save, edit record. Just a few to change here. That's good. That's good. So, uh, 38, 38, 38. Okay. I think we're okay. So let's start this back up again. Cool. All right. Docker. Oh, yeah. I think this this one froze up. Okay. That's okay. Okay. Reload. Are we back? Yes, I think we're back. Okay. Docker compose up dash D. Oh, Pom demo. CD Pom demo. Okay. Let's let this run. It's gonna cook. That might take a few minutes. Okay. Mm. Okay, yeah, I see we got a big spike again. It's normal that it's trying to reconnect. Okay, yeah, that's normal. It's offline. I think it's running Docker Compose right now. So this is one of the downsides to having remote setup, remote dev container setup. Uh, it might just mean that I need to give this particular droplet to vCPUs, but we'll see. Um, I'm just gonna let it run while that one's going. This one seems to be all good. Uh, Clear. All right, let's go to CDMCP demo app, and we're gonna do. Let's check what we got in the setup here. So I've changed a lot to make this a little more minimal from the Vite side of things. So no hot module reloading, um, optimizing the dependencies, but only for certain things. Um, Even that, I don't know. We'll see. Um, yeah, okay. That's normal on that other one, but let's get back here. So I'm not on the build source maps. We're not going to do any. On the minify, we're going to set to false. We can try this first, see how it does. Okay, we'll let that one go. Okay, let's open this up and let's just do npm run dev. Okay, so that's running now. Yes, that's the other remote. Let's just close that remote temporarily. Okay, let's leave that over there. This one is running. And if I access this, okay, yeah, that's up and running. Um, I don't want to be accessing it through localhost because I need to go through Pomerium, but um, that is up and running, and it's complaining about stuff that it doesn't have, which is correct actually. So let's go check that out. Yeah, so the MCP server, it's yeah, like I was saying, it's not setting up manually per se. Like, well, it depends what you mean by manually, but basically, um, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a sec because I do need to check if it has. I don't think it has the OpenAI API key. Hold on a sec here. Clear. Oh no, it does. It's the old one. Is that what it is? No, escape, right, quit. Oh, okay, yeah, no. It's because I've split it up now, so there's no .env file. Okay, that makes sense. So let me just add that, and let's open up another VS Code here. This is something that you juggle when you live stream. Is like, am I showing my screen? Should I be showing my screen right now? Uh, cool. All right. I got the OpenAI key here. Let's close this bad boy. Okay, and then let's paste that in. Escape right, quit, clear. All right, npm run dev. Okay, we should be good now. If I bring it back, yeah, it's not complaining about the API key. And what is a Merkle tree? Okay, it's not going to work because I'm not running through Pomerium. That's totally normal. Okay, cool. And okay, so that's good. That's up and running. I just want to see how much juice that is using. So we can see over here. Seems to be okay. CPU usage. That's pretty good for that one. Let's go check the other droplet. So that one's kind of spiky. So we might need to up supersize that one. Okay, let's do this. Let's go and try and connect to it again. Oh, nice. It's potentially connecting. It's a little slow because it's got, um, like I said, it's in the juice a bit right now, but we're able to actually load it. Okay. It's a little slow, but that's okay. Let's do Docker. Yeah, it is a little slow. I think it's still running maybe. Let's see here. DOCE. We'll give it a sec. It's definitely typing slow. Okay. All right. DOCKERPS. All right. Yeah, that's still slow. I have a feeling it's still running Docker Compose. So I'm gonna let that finish, and then I'm gonna up this droplet to 2 vCPUs as well. Yeah, I see it's struggling a bit here, and that makes sense. The CPU is almost at 100%. Um, Bandwidth is low. IO is pretty high. I think it's more the IO than the CPU probably, but both definitely doesn't help. So let's reload this. Now it should come down at some point. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Alex. I'll fax you my API keys. Okay, so this is definitely gonna complain still because it's just spiking. I think for development purposes, I'm gonna have 2 vCPUs on this one too. At the end of the day, it's like I think it's like $56 for work for all that. Totally worth it. Per month, not per day. Okay, let's close that remote for now. Yeah, I'm gonna let this just spin. I don't I don't think there's too much else I can do right now, so probably wrap it up here soon. But let's just go take a peek here for those who joined late. Uh, Thursday, I'm gonna be hanging out with my old coworker Matt Kane, who's the Astro framework lead. So gonna be digging into some new stuff from Astro. And then also, this is coming in mid-July, but I'll be continuing on my Astro stuff for my Nick for this site, Live. We're going to continue on that on the twofold stack stream, and let's see what's happening over here. Cool. Thanks for the retweets, peeps. And let's go check on the B Sky. Okay, not much over there. Okay, so we know that that's good. And this one, let's try one more time to connect before we call it a day here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to let it run its course. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for hanging, everybody. But we'll should be in good shape tomorrow with these 2 dev containers running properly. I'll be working on this afternoon anyways, but or afternoon my time. But yeah, be back tomorrow, and yeah, thanks for hanging.